Mustache, and welcome back to Laser Wars. Today, well, we have Levi. It is a very unique release compared to everyone else. Short animations, lots of power behind it, and a stack system. Though with it being short animation, it could seem bad, but then you do this. Rogue Lightning! There, they're stunned. Now we just back away. I'm running through that car. And Stormcaller. You hit twice, and Wrangler. That's certainly a start. From the looks of it, at least using 9 energy should be fine. If you don't accidentally reset your energy when you're supposed to. Then maybe you can land one of the super level 2 breakers without having a bit of a problem. But the problem is you kind of just need your primary strike to actually exist. And right now it doesn't exist for me. Let's Stormcaller. You're not escaping. Hit them again. And another. Nope, almost. Okay, fine. There's too much wind around, though. And fine. Nope, I'm just slower there. And there's no really true way to speed that thing up. It's a detection strike, so... yeah. It could be fast, it could be slow. Now, let's see here. There, right here I would be able to use my breaker, but we all can tell what happened. You are currently stunned. We'll sweep you, and ankle cutters, you'll get launched. Go ahead, use your assist again. Yeah, you get swept for that one. Back away. Yep, there's that. And another. Wow. You are very original. Go ahead, use the assist. I'm just gonna use my own. And I'm actually the leader. Now, when it comes to his balance, yeah, very cheap costs. But there's one key information there. He's allowed to be cheap. Just because all his animations are short. But as I pointed out, he does have a stack combo. Okay, I could have blocked there. I could have blocked. Ankle cutter again. Nope, just another block. Rogue Lightning. Stormcaller. And now, how about we just not get hit by that. Ankle cutter, let's see, you can go for the sweep. We can super. Now it's activated, so we can back away. Stormcaller! Ride the tornado! Though this animation is decently long, but doesn't mean anything. Fire the shotgun! Wrangler! And now we just avoid the Camille assist, but this is... yeah, no. But I can probably ruin something if I had a strike. Probably should not have run around with a Rogue Lightning, but... can we ruin it with Preston? No. Okay, I'm pressing Rogue Lightning. If you have a strike, you can stop it. If you have a breaker, well then you have to hit first. So let's see here. Fine, they recover the energy. And of course it does enough damage. There's an example of a character that mainly has cheap costs, but their animations are long. They quite literally cost 1 more energy. Wrangler! Go to your corner. And Stormcaller. How about we poke? For that, they're going to probably... yeah, there's the nunchucks. Rockstone Blast! Rogue Lightning! And Stormcaller for another tornado ride! So, yeah. To get 10 stacks, we're gonna need a bit of a lucky start. No rotation, and, well, both strikes in both slots. But at least we can spend a quick 12 energy for max stacks. Really? Listen, that's enough out of you. Double Wrangler! And hit you with a tornado! And that's Haley instead of Preston. Basically the same team, but mine is more breaker heavy. I don't know why I dashed forwards there. One Stormcaller, strike them with lightning. And no. Okay, we get to delay it. Do you really just... don't know if that was worth it because they didn't exactly power themselves up. Stormcaller! And we just back away. Yep. Rogue Lightning. Yep, and there's Haley. That one only gets hit once, as it should. Still don't know why it hits twice, but it really doesn't need to. Activate the super, but we're not going to get anything here. Instead, fire away. And fire the shotgun! Well, this is the final match for this team. Then we'll be swapping to something that's not to do with Ninja Steel level. I'm not using Haley or Sarah. That is just... We don't need to see that. There we go, and one more. There we go. Now we just have to delay it slightly. There we go. Then we summon a storm! It's an ankle cutter. There's your block. And I don't think we can get anything extra there. It may have been the max stacks one, but that's about it. Rogue lightning! And not dodge. That's on me. Okay, this is on you if you get caught by this one. So, we ran! Good job. Okay. Can we teleport backwards? Because there's one problem with this assist that I need to point out before I swap off of it. The good thing is we didn't fight anyone with the potential problem for it to happen. But it very much still can teleport backwards. Now the setup seems a bit random, but I went with blue and basically lightning there. And whatever Sky is, I just probably put him as just another version of a rapid fire shot. You really have no stacks, you know. You do all of that and you don't have any stacks. No. We'll have to grab 7 stacks though. All we need. Don't know why I bothered blocking there. Now the backdash didn't help me there either. Rogue lightning! You can get stunned. Stay here for a Wrangler and a Stormcaller. We delay it, and now we have to back away. And no. We're just gonna cancel there. Now, to continue with the problem with Levi assist, as it teleports backwards, it invalidates all the old breakers. The ones that simply only interrupt. It's the very reason why Aiyon assist is at least banned. It's one of the main reasons. Questionable why they just simply added a new one that just does the exact same problem we had before. Yeah, go ahead. What else? No! Enough with you! Stormcaller. Rogue lightning! You're gonna have to use the time freeze to dodge a few things. Wrangler! No. Ankle cutter! Up you go! You're gonna wait. Back away. Nope. Too early. Too early. The worst part about it is the fact that it actually might spawn further back. And it doesn't re-engage, so... Yeah, that actually makes it quite more of a problem. Wrangler! There we go. Ankle cutter. And... let's see if we can get something here. Stormcaller! You dashed! So we'll ride the tornado again. Slice through! Back away from the Rocky, that's likely gonna exist, but... not here this time, I guess. However, you delayed that too much. Ankle cutter. Stay in your corner. And there's Rocky. Wrangler! Sweep you. And strike you again! What if I just... how about I show a problem with, no. I guess no Ollie. I was gonna see about teleporting back with a strike. There's a Leo. Well, we can clearly tell their assists. So, primary slot? No. Gonna be the one thing we need right now. Wrangler and Rogue Lightning, fine. Did not press it in time, but that was basically expected. We're not keeping the stacks this fight. We might as well activate this super as soon as possible. Even make use of the time freeze, but we don't have a block right now, so that was gonna be useless anyway. Rogue Lightning! And Wrangler. For that, we're just gonna hit, yep. We'll hit you back with that one. But yeah, it means nothing. What else? That's gonna be the case. What are you gonna do? They're just gonna spam the same stupid assist just because they can. Wow. Not even a new one here. And you're probably, yeah. Right there, I need to make use of something. Before you get your ability to activate your super, Levi's gonna need to make use of taunt dashes. He's going to need them. Very concerning, but yeah. And other times, he's probably just gonna be able to do this. So, Rogue Lightning, fire! You ran in range. And then, yeah, that's simply on me. Too slow. tried. It wasn't good enough. I tried. Rogue lightning! Nope. Didn't work. Block that one and slice you. If I can actually get the timing right, because I think I might have delayed it slightly, it might work. But we'll see. Hey, no! But the problem is then assists do that. Assists are still doing a sooner hit reaction and freezing the opponent hitting them. 6 stacks, he can do his powered up one. Did you try and heal, or what did you try and do there? Either way, they lost their stacks, but I'm gonna time freeze here. Ankle. Oh, no. No. Time freeze bug with Sam? Is that really gonna be the case? If you time freeze after Sam, no. I'm hoping that was very precise of a bug. I'll be trying it again, just to make sure it's not that, just to see whether or not it might be easy or difficult to try and land. Nope. Simply put, I was in the corner, and I used Sam. It shouldn't be possible to land it here, I don't think. But that's on me. This is the last match for him anyway, so I really do need this opponent to dodge my next attack. Dodge it! Good. I can get out of the super. Good. But I need Sam assist, so this thing needs to not be useless and just spam me with blocks right now. Need to get Storm Call out of the way. I don't think I can even get the super, though. Okay, I should be able to. Okay, go ahead. If anything, maybe worst case scenario, it's the Levi only issue. Well, we had to get rid of all possible defense. No more blocks. But instead, we can crash into the opponent. And, well, it looks like we also got to block this slot now. So it's not helping the situation when it comes to, your defense is not there. It's not helping. Anyway, get stunned. What if we just, Red Crash! Storm Caller! Rogue Lightning, fire in your face! Now let me repeat. We got no more defense. And no. Wow. Still don't have a defense, but clearly, the game is not helping me with what I want to do. Anyway, you can stay in your corner, and we're gonna have to teleport away with Red Crash! Nope. You didn't press a button. You didn't press a button. No. Tornado, Rogue Lightning, Ankle Cutter. We can maybe get something, but take you away. Slice them. Nope. Of course. I'll activate that at least and hit you with the tornado because you missed for some reason. Okay. Well, press this button, get launched, and Rogue Lightning! Okay, one more time. We had to get rid of all our defense. Basically, I had to throw it out the window, much like this car! Yeet! And regular into a Rogue Lightning. And back away. That's a block. You can just stay in your corner. And now, Storm Caller! You try to block it. It's gonna ride this tornado, get a few crits, and slice through! Don't try to push your breaker. Okay, no breaker there. Didn't land yet. Okay, full combo. What if I set up a lightning strike with a Red Crash right behind it? Why did you didn't even try to move? Okay, that's adjusted. Can I do a backdash into a breaker, please? No. Worst part about it, I would have won that interaction if a Rogue Lightning was there. Maybe I should have just thrown the car at them. Would have been a whole lot better, but yeah. Cheap costs, short, no, long animations. Get out of the corner. Seriously. Just stay out of my corner. Ankle cutters. And now we simply just... Yep. Yeah, the worst part about that is the only reason I got caught there is probably because I pressed the super. And I've yet to do the combo again that requires the taunt dash, so... We'll see when that happens. And that's a Katie. Everyone's still running Camille assist now, though, and that's the problem. Here's a car. Wrangler. And how about I just get rid of this? Rogue Lightning. We got a time freeze here. It did nothing because that thing has too much range. Okay. Breaker. You gonna super? Gonna be a waste. Wrangler. Ankle cutters. Up you go. And another Wrangler. Stormcaller. Double hit. And block. No. Okay. Oh, we got max wall bounce right there. That laser wore off. But no defense. Can we get out of this? No! Not allowed to. They didn't want to rotate. Yeah, I said I lost my defense. Same with this guy. But there's a difference here. There's always a rule that if... Yeah, okay. And then they just get hit fast. They just get to hit me sooner. And they also don't rotate. But they got to start with their middle slot strike, so... And then they didn't rotate at all. Yeah. Okay. Rogue Lightning. Away with you. Tornado has no range. Okay, another Storm Call. Ankle Cutter. We'll freeze, and now we get our powered up breaker. Yeah, you're not getting that. Maybe don't try that. I can send you to the corner. We'll hit you with a Rogue Lightning. Yeah, no, they don't hit. It's very much an attack that does not hit. Well, Rogue Lightning! Wrangler! And kick you away. This is supposed to be the last match. Very concerning opponent. Now listen here, we're gonna kick you with that one. Just to keep you in your corner and you actually get a damage there. Yeah, that's dodgeable. Rogue Lightning! Stormcaller! Wrangler! And now we just need to recover some energy. Nope. Stormcaller. Rogue Lightning. And now, how about a poke? And with that, we can activate this. You can hit me. Go ahead. However, Rogue Lightning! Strike through! We never got to land that attack properly. Which is the worst part about it. 10 stacks is rare to see. Which is very concerning. We didn't actually, yeah, actually, to point out, in test matches, I think I got it 3 times. Where I did not rotate both my primary strike and special strike. I don't think I got it once in the actual recording. Yeah. Anyway, this match was an outright throw. Tried to do something since it was the last match. But this one is a bit concerning. We'll quickly review it because... How did that time freeze happen? And does it actually break in the replay as well? Okay, and also I said worst case scenario. It might, best case scenario is if it's Levi only. Because then we don't have to deal with multiple characters having this possible thing happening to them. So let's see. I end up running towards them, right? Okay, yes, I do end up being with a Wrangler, I think. Okay, what's the Storm Call? Point blank Storm Call. Okay. Point blank Storm Call into Sam happened there. Hopefully it's Levi only, but that was the way he falls doesn't really say much. It's just the fact that he doesn't exactly flop to the ground. He just flies in the air, so hopefully it's only a Levi bug and not a universal cast problem. That way it's pretty easy to have them fix that interaction. But yeah, in terms of the leader, he hits very hard in quick succession. Very short animations. They all have their properties. This being unable to be cancelled technically means he's fully committing to the attack. But he can't be hit. It's just a run. But yeah, the whole point of them having a global pause on frame 6 now. Listen, you haven't even gone back to change the others. At this point, either change every single one of them. That way it actually removes Ollie's instant invincibility. Or you can stop being weird with this exact frame 6 thing. Because this is just weird now, especially since this thing is actually also negative, where you can't actually activate anything right after it, even if it's frame 6. But yeah, 3 different levels. Yeah, 0 to 5 stacks is level 1. 6 to 9 stacks is level 2. And 10 stacks is level 3. In terms of what we got, yeah, star stacks I can see when activating Super. But that's the thing though, you only get 1 powered up breaker. You enter the mode, but you only get 1. The first one you're going to use is going to be the powered up version. So I don't know what they did wrong in their reveal trailer. Wrangler somehow turned out to be a breaker in their last combo. I don't know what they broke, but likely that was the thing that was recorded first, and then they, yeah. They may have accidentally kept the symbol the same. Now the assist, however, as I mentioned, it's fine. The assist itself is fine. What it does is fine. Its summon is the problem. And I think that, yeah, that's just... Ow. Display damage is wrong again. I don't know how. I'm thinking that they might actually be swapped in their damage values. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It just seems like it. That being said, the 2 most recent legendaries have been block assists. 1 heals, the other one instantly attacks. Not as instant, but like I said, that part is fine. It's decently slow. Or slow-ish for newer releases. But the fact that it teleports backwards is the problem. It's the summon in place, or it needs to... It will be fine. It still has the ability to dodge things, though, if it still runs in. Because that's the thing. Aiyon Assist runs in from the corner, then to the middle of the map, basically. Which is why he's the problem for older characters. Which is good that they changed Magna's Valiant combo to not be... you can't press a button during it anymore. Which is good. But the problem is there's still other older characters. So unless they do a massive patch that outright fixes every single breaker from just doing interrupts, these 2 assists cannot exist. Either they go to where they got summoned, or every breaker in the game is not allowed to just do a simple interrupt animation on the opponent. It needs to either instantly put them in the combo, put them in the air, or something, daze them instead of interrupt if you don't want to do that. You've done that animation plenty of times. Camille doesn't even... She keeps you on the ground most of the time. She dazes you every time, instead of interrupt. So it's a simple fix. Swap all those, or delete the position shifting of the assists. The moment you get hit, you're not allowed to teleport out of range. So that's the main problem with those 2 assists. Breakers and Structs are allowed to teleport out because they quite literally can't be used if you got hit. But in terms of Levi, good release, I would say. Something that you can't just mash against. You can't just spam the attacks. You just got, time it right, and you do get a super combo of 13 energy because of the time freeze. So if you can line that up right, like Wrangler, Ankle Cutter, you're going to need this guaranteed though in the combo. But you're going to need it after Rogue Lightning or Wrangler. That's the only thing you can use. And possibly Rogue Lightning into Ankle Cutter likely can only be done with a dash, a taunt dash if you are in your own corner. That I'll have to test for myself and get right. It's probably on screen if I got it right. And then, yeah. That's the 6 energy. If you did it right, you should have used 9 energy and not reset your energy. Then Superstar. And then if you did rotate to Stormcaller, you should be able to use it. Doesn't matter which reaction, it should be fine with either one. And then you get the powered up version of it. Technically, Stormcaller is better because its animation lasts a slight bit longer than Roguelite. But Roguelite's utility is just outright way better than that. Keeps them stunned while you can actually start recovering, because animation may be slightly shorter, though it might actually be slower, so it might not even be a combo. Maybe if you end with Stormcaller, like Wrangler, Ankle Cutter, into Stormcaller, and Super. Didn't rotate, you can do Stormcaller or Rogue Lightning. There's a bunch of combos, but you're always gonna need the Ankle Cutter in the combo. Then you get just 6 energy. As I said, for the 10 combos that you can get at the start, you need Wrangler, Ankle Cutter, Recover 2, Wrangler, Ankle Cutter. That's basically the combo you're looking for. That way you can at least start recovering energy right as soon as you press the super. But I don't think you're gonna get enough for a Stormcaller anyway, so you're gonna have to let the opponent maybe be able to press a button if you want to get the energy you need. But in this case, yeah. Good release, maybe needs a slight bit of adjustment for some pieces of it, like a bit more utility side. He doesn't need damage. This thing seems a bit easy to dodge point blank, and maybe needs to increase the point blank range of it. As I said, it is literally still almost undodgeable point blank when he summons his primary breaker. And I'm referring to the lightning bolts that struck after. Those are spawned long before he even hits you with the initial actual hit that sweeps you. But they still are basically undodgeable. So we all know it's attached to something about not being point blank, just the projectile being undodgeable until a certain point. Rogue Lightning, however, yeah. This one seems easily fine. They had another issue with flashy types before, but at least they fixed it before I streamed last night. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give a like, comment if there is something you'd like to see, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Don't miss anything, and your bonus code is in the description. Memberships are a thing you can become on and have done for streams at the end of videos, receive the latest thumbnails, as well as join the Rhythm Range Alliance with priority. And until the next Power Rangers video. Goodbye.